Start ako dun.
Why?
So good morning, everyone. I'm Jema Bimangorsi, and I will be continuing the lesson of Miss Jamaluddin. The lesson 11, strategy 3, the inductive guided inquiry. So anyone does have an idea kung ano yung inductive guided inquiry? Anyone? Anyone from the class? Wala? Salik?
What, teacher?
Ano yung
Based,
inductive guided inquiry?
based on my understanding po na yung inductive guided inquiry po is yung tinatanong ni teacher yung mga students niya, like for example, kung paano ba umuulan or paano ba nagkakaroon ng uh, ulan or ganun po,
Ah,
teacher.
yes. So, an inductive guided inquiry is, it is a teaching method. So, yon yung sinabi ni Salik, tama yon. So, it is where the students draw conclusions, generalization, or patterns from a given set of data or facts. So, it is a cut-off process where the students observe. No, yung students, we let the students observe and construct a pattern based on those observations. So, in inductive guided inquiry, is the teacher still guides the students in this process. Okay, next slide, please. So, how to use guided inductive inquiry as a teaching strategy. So, with the use of um, showing pictures is the easiest way to introduce this concept. So, like for example, is lesson mo is yung mga digestive system. Like for example, so it is much better na mag-show ka ng picture or charts para mas ma-visualize or mas ma-imagine and also mas maintindihan ng bata yung uh, uh, sorry, yung, oh my God, what happened? Characteristics of guided inductive inquiry. So number one, the learner's progress from the specific observation to inferences or generalization. So dito sa first characteristic is characteristic is the learner's progress from a specific observation to inference or generalization. The number two, the objective to learn or reinforce the process of examining events or object and then arriving at the inappropriate. Okay, so dito is the objective here is to reinforce the process of examining events or objects and then forming appropriate generalization to the students. The number three, the teacher controls the lesson specific events, data, materials, or object, and the teacher also acts as a leader. And the number four, each students to a specific and attempts to structure a meaningful pattern based on his or her observation on those of others in the class. So each student works with specific to create meaningful pattern based on the student's observation and for the and for I mean and to those classmates. And the number five, the classroom is to be considered as a learning laboratory. Number six, usually a fixed number of generalization will be elected from the learners. So The teacher encourages the student to share their generalization with the inside the classroom so that the other students can also benefit. And then lastly, the teacher encourage each students to communicate his or her generalization to the class so that teachers may benefit from them. So this is a model or yes, a general model of inquiry by Orlich et al. 2007. So the first one is identifying problem. So being aware, this involves being aware of something. The next one is preparing statement of research objectives. So this is where they will prepare a statement of research objects. So this includes proposing testable hypothesis. And then collecting data. This involves gathering evidence, conducting experiments, and surveying sample. And then interpreting data, making a meaningful statement supported by data testing hypothesis, and developing tentative conclusions. This involves establishing relationship or patterns and specifying generalization. And then lastly, the replication. So this is where the teacher modifies or update initial conclusion based on the new data obtained. So this model can be adapted to other inquiry models, such as problem solving. These steps form the basis of what we know as a scientific method. Pwede din, itong model na to is pwede siyang ma-adapt ng ibang inquiry models such as yung problem solving. So, these steps, itong diniscuss natin is it can surely develop the different process skills as they utilize this model effectively. Okay, so the role of questioning within guided inductive inquiry. So, um, it has been observed that the teacher's questioning plays an important role in an inquiry methods because this is the purpose of inquiry to pursue an investigation. So, um, in the role of a teacher in guided inductive inquiry is they become the asker or the questioner. Okay, they are not the one who is answering the question. Sila yung nagiging um um like for example, tinatanong kayo ng teacher niyo after you observe or after an activity. So this is the some of the questions na pwedeng i-ask ng teacher. So the following list show some questions that the teacher can pose in the classroom to have a more inquiry-oriented classroom environment. This is based on Orlich and Migaki 1981. So again, note that these prompting questions help the student to examine the kinds of interrelationship of the desired goal inquiry and constructivism. So the questions that might be asked or you can ask as a teacher is what is happening and what has happened. Next slide, please. So, okay, so lesson 12, the strategy for cooperative learning. Dito naman tayo sa lesson 12. So, ano nga ba yung cooperative learning? Anyone?
Small group.
Small group? Yes. How about the others? Si Minor,
Teach. Yes po.
what is cooperative learning?
Yung it's word po na cooperate.
Yes, this is where we let the students learn This is where we let the students learn cooperatively. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so what is cooperative learning? So this is one of the most taught and studied teaching strategies nowadays because um outcomes and the types. Okay, so cooperative learning is an act of working together to fulfill shared goals. So therefore, cooperative learning is an instructional strategy in which the learners work together in a small group to help one another to achieve a common learning goal. So we are all familiar with cooperative learning, right? So cooperative learning is this is an instructional strategy wherein we let the learners work together in a small group para matulungan nila yung mga kasama nila. Next slide. Okay, so these are the five essential elements for effective cooperative learning. So number one, there must be a positive interdependence. So students must rely to each other. The students must rely on each other to succeed. So kailangan um it kailangan nilang mag-rely to each other para um mag-succeed sila sa activity nila. And then there must be an ongoing direct interaction. So students must regularly interact with each other. And then number three, there must be individual accountability. So each of the students is responsible for their own learning. And then number four, the learners must use appropriate interpersonal skills. So um, they must be they must use communication and collaboration skills effectively. And then lastly, the participants become reflective learners. So they should reflect on their learning process and strategies. Okay, so why does it work? Paano ba nagwo-work yung cooperative learning paano ba nagwo-work yung cooperative learning? So, it is being used worldwide for three primary reasons. So, it has been proven by various research works and it has been operationalized into it has been personalized into clear and practical procedure for educators. So the students are wait lang. The students are encouraged to work collaboratively in order for them to be successful academically than when they are working alone. So mas maganda daw na um uh i-apply ito sa mga students so that they can be more successful than working alone. Okay, next slide. So these are some advantages of cooperative learning. So, cooperative learning is very versatile, meaning it is very flexible, no? And it can be used in all subject areas at all levels of education. So, hindi naman pwede na palagi na lang cooperative learning ginagamit natin. So, the teacher needs to identify the best opportunity para i-apply ito sa mga students. So, hindi pwedeng palagi na lang kayo nag-group activity, kailangan may mga individual activity din tayo. So, these are the needs to identify kung saan mas best opportunity para i-apply natin yung cooperative learning. First one is it teaches the students to be less reliant on the teacher and more reliant on their own ability. Okay, so sinong gustong sumagot? Paki-explain yung first bullet. Miss,
Me po.
sino yun?
Akin.
Sige, go.
Wait lang, but it teaches the students to less reliant on it. Ability to think on their own. I think this is kwan lang pwede din dito yung wait lang. ZPD, Zone Proximal Development, kasi na gusto mas better if independent lang yung mga students, pero it doesn't mean na hindi na sila magsisik ng guidance from their teacher.
Yes.
Maybe mas better din na makipag-works na lang sila with their other
Group mates.
classmates. Yun po.
Yes. Okay, so it can be less the students it teaches the students to be less reliant sa mga teacher nila. So they can rely on their own ability to think, to seek information and from other sources, and of course to learn from their classmates. So thank you so much, Miss Minor. And then the next bullet, cooperative learning helps the students to learn to respect one another's strengths and limitation to accept these differences. Miss Lukman, ano yung pagkakaintindi mo sa second bullet?
Wait lang, basahin ko po ulit. Cooperative learning helps the students learn to respect one another's strengths. So, I believe, ang naintindihan ko pa dito is kapag nag-work together as a group, yung mga students, like kapag implement natin yung cooperative learning, mas matutulungan natin yung mga students na tignan na may iba't ibang yung everyone is good at different things.
Yes.
Yung iba, nag-struggle, yung iba, master nila yung isang pinapagawa mo. And
Mm.
also, matuturuan din sila na i-respect and accept yung mga differences na meron sila sa isa't
Yes.
isa.
Very good.
Sana all.
Okay, so very well explained, Miss Lokman. Thank you so much.
Grabe, niya-offend ako.
So, cooperative learning also the students learn to respect um their classmates pag ganon, like for example may group activity sila, may iba't ibang kakayahan yung mga classmates nila, so they learn they learn kung paano nila, how to explain this, uh, parang ano to po Lukman? Natutunan nila
Gusto ay,
mm,
okay, go.
go.
So, the students will, kasi matututunan nilang i-respect and accept yung differences ng
Yes.
bawat isa.
Okay. So the next bullet, it helps the students understand the different point of views need to be divisive, but they can be a positive aspect on developing understanding of a subject. So, same lang doon sa isang bullet, yung second bullet, eh, is that it means that may iba't ibang point of views yung mga bata, so they can also share their ideas para mas lumawak yung ah, para mas gumana yung critical thinking ng mga bata. And also it can boost the students' confidence and self-esteem because it allows all the students, not just the high achievers, hindi lang yung mga matatalino, to experience the learning success. So, mabuboost din yung confidence ng bata and self-esteem kasi it allows all the students, hindi lang yung mga magagaling na students, yung pwedeng maka-experience ng learning success. Okay, so next, Miss Jamaluddin, the next bullet, please.
Um, am I audible?
Yes po.
Okay, so the next is it can change the students' views about learning. It helps them to move from seeing learning as an individual memorization of facts to seeing it as a collective construction of understanding. Explain ko ba, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so based on my understanding, it means that students na hindi maiisip ng mga students, ma-realize nila na learning is not all about memorizations, no?
Yes.
So parang may ma-adapt sila na bagong learning strategy na pwede pa lang by group or pwedeng pagtulong-tulungan nila yung isang activity. And yun nga, yung sinabi kanina ni Lokman na nakakakuha sila ng different point of views sa mga kasama nila.
Yes. So it also changes the students' views of learning from individual memorization to a collaborative understanding. So para hindi ma-board yung bata na puro na lang memorization or individual activities, much better na i-apply natin yung cooperative learning para maiba naman yung um, way of uh, learning ng mga bata. So thank you so much, Miss Jamaluddin. So next slide, I mean bullet, emphasizes democratic thought and a practice as a desirable way for people to interact. So the students must be suitable for a complex task tasks. Ay wait lang. Uh, ano to? Thought and practice is a desirable way people to interact. So it emphasizes the democratic thought and practice in interaction. And the next is it is appropriate to use when the students are engaged to large problem solving tasks and research project in which the task is heavy for one person and time is limited or where more than one person is needed to manipulate equipment and perform the experiment, collect, and analyze data. So, it is, ang advantage din nito is suitable siya sa mga complex tasks, yung mga mahirap gawin na tasks. So, its deal is for large and complex problem solving or research projects. Pwede rin yung mga research project where one person alone lacks time or resources. So, sa mga mahihirap na activities like yung mga problem solving, yung mga observation experiments, so much better na gamitin natin yung cooperative learning um, para lahat ng mga kasama niya is may task na gagawin. Hindi lang isang tao or hindi lang individual yung gagawa ng task na yun. So that is when the teacher need to apply the cooperative learning kapag hindi kaya ng isang bata lang yung activity. And then the last bullet, I think this is the last bullet. It ensures that all the students are socially integrated into networks of positive peer relationships. So this helps the students to become skilled in constructive conflict resolution, and this can reduce antisocial behavior like bullying. So dito sa last bullet is it fosters social integration. So the students can be socially integrated sa mga kasama nila. So may mga student kasi na may mga antisocial behaviors such as bullying. So pwedeng this collaborative learning integrates students into a positive peer relationship. So it improves the conflict resolution skills, and it also reduce antisocial behavior. Next slide, please. Okay, so how to use cooperative learning as a strategy in class. Ado magansok class akan. Teachers preparation. So the teacher's task is to get the student work as a team, exchange ideas, think critically and analytically, and help one another to learn. So ang task ng teacher is para um it is to let their student work as a team, exchange ideas, think critically and analytically, and help one another. So the teachers should also not forget two major consideration. Okay, these are the two major consideration in cooperative learning. So the student motivation and the learning process, the student will utilize the students can work well and if they are properly motivated and they have a clear process to follow. Next slide, please. So these are the um, uh, teachers needs to prepare in collaborative learning. So the first one is to give the students guidance and practice in helping one another to learn. Okay, so I think na understandable naman yon. And then specify clearly what outcomes you want to learn to achieve. Kailangan mong specify clearly kung ano yung mga learning outcomes na dapat ma-achieve ng mga learners. Decide what content, uh, it's either issues, problems, or theories the students will focus on as they try to achieve the outcomes. And then next is select what you think will be the most appropriate of cooperative learning to use. So you need to select kung sa ano yung most appropriate na um, applyan ng cooperative learning. 'Di ba? So as I've said kanina, hindi lahat ng activities pwedeng gamitan natin ng cooperative method, I mean learning. So prepare the materials, of course. Decide how to form the groups. Hindi naman pwede na lahat ng magagaling is nasa group 1, lahat ng bobo nasa group 2. Okay? So you must decide how to form the groups equally. And then explain to the students in detail how to cooperative learning, how the cooperative learning session will cooperate, what you expect from them, and how you will assist them and how they will be assessed. Next slide. Prepare appropriate assessment instruments so that the students will be able to demonstrate their mastery. So we need to prepare methods to evaluate the students' mastery of content and skills after group work completion. And the next is develop a system for tracking group and individual achievements and publicly acknowledging their success. So para mas ma-encourage yung bata is you can you can na ba yan? You can acknowledge or publicly acknowledge the achievement of their group. Okay, so mas ma-encourage yung bata pag na-acknowledge yung achievement nila. And then last bullet, plan a period of reflection so that the groups have completed their task and received their okay, so you can also plan a reflection period after they finish their activity for the students to analyze their achievements and group process after receiving the feedback. Next slide, please. Late ako. Implementing cooperative learning, the teacher is expected to plan, manage, and monitor the learning environment so that the student can maximize their learning together as a team. So, yung teacher is they are the one who will plan, manage, and monitor the learning environment of the students para mas ma-maximize yung uh, learning environment nila as a team. So after doing the suggested steps for preparation, the teacher can proceed with the following. So after doing those steps or yung mga preparation ng teacher, they can proceed into these steps. The first one is to assign the students in group, and then it makes the students more alert to the instruction to be give to be given to them, and then explain clearly the outcomes that the students are to achieve, and provide clear directions about their academic tasks that each group will undertake. So wait lang, wait. So you must provide a clear direction for group academic tasks. Sino po yung nag-raise? Jamaluddin, tunaw to? Okay. So the next one is remind the students if your expectation from them, next slide please, from them particularly in relate putol lang. Provide the students with resources if necessary. You need to of course provide resources para if it is needed ko. Pero kung hindi naman is pwede namang hindi ka na provide ng resources, and remind the students how long they have for cooperative learning and get them started. So you must remind your students of the allotted time or yung time management para sila before sila mag-start, and then move around and visit group to provide assistance. So you can circulate and assist groups and note any issues needing attention. So magro-roam around yung teacher and titingnan niya kung uh, ano yung process ng observation niya sa uh, activity. And then bring the lesson to a logical conclusion. So, yes, bring the lesson to a logical conclusion. Evaluate the students' achievement and help them assess how well they collaborated with one another. So you need to evaluate the students' achievement and also to help them reflect on their collaborative effort. Okay. Ay, tapos na. Okay. Any questions, everyone?
Wala po.
Saan ipag-isip ka?
Ah!
Jay, mami, alita.
Huwag mo. Goodbye,
Report
class.
ano pan?
Thank you so much for
Bye.
listening.
Goodbye.
Yes, ma'am.